If you were to look at China and India, and those two countries specifically, and you were to handicap them, as you are uniquely qualified to do, maybe you could just broadly handicap India versus China for us, because this is a topic we've been talking about, Chamath and I and the other besties on the show a whole bunch, and it's now the largest population in the world. I guess people don't realize that they've, and they're continuing to grow, and the birth rate is in decline in China. So maybe a little bit on India and how you look at it.
And I should emphasize that every conclusion that I have is a function of measuring statistics and having them as leading indicators. And we have 10-year growth rate estimates for India, all the countries, top 22 countries. And you can see it online if you want, country by country, and the reasons for it. India has the highest potential growth rate. I think India is where China was when I started to go in 1984. So if you look at the complexion, the per capita income, and I think Modi is a Deng Xiaoping, so that you have a massive reform, development, creativity, all those elements. There are, of course, issues, risk issues. But India is very, very important. And I don't think that any of these issues is going to stop India. I also, in history, the countries that were the neutral countries did the best. So in other words, better than the winners in wars. So as we have this conflict between the United States and China and its allies, Russia, and so on, as we see that line up, countries that are in the middle, like India, are going to be net beneficiaries
and the Middle East,
of
yeah.
that.
Middle East?
Yeah.
Middle East is, again, so there are two big epicenters where things are happening fast and quick and getting better. One of them is, let's say three. There's the ASEAN countries, and we can say that Singapore essentially is a hub, but the ASEAN countries, which is, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, and all of that, that's going to be a great area. The Middle East, in terms of particularly the Gulf countries, the amount of money, and they're making talent magnets. They're attracting people. You look at how the change in wealth has taken place. That's certainly it. And India.